Greetings. I should focus the game so I can hit start button. Yes, as Zero Galaxian has showcased, if you sub now, since it finally got approved. You will get the wonderful Monokuma flossing emote that you can then also throw at KZ and Dan.
Extreme!
Thank you, Fidel Castro, for the sub. Yes, if you are not a member of our Gigaboots Podcasting Patreon, the next list of cursed content by committee movies will be WWE Studios movies, because I had to make Bob and Dan suffer. Let's get this show on the road. The Orzhov Prince, because shit happened and we had to get that thing out. Surf's Up 2 won the last one. That was a WWE Studios movie, but we didn't have an entire list of only WWE Studios movies. We'll see if I'm winning on this trial. I'm pretty sure I know what happened, so.
Extreme! Appears!
Thank you, Klaus over for the sub. What the fuck is going on? Why is there two of them?
Wrong.
I don't think that's true at all. That sounds made up, but sure. Okay, so here's what I think happened. Celeste convinced Hifumi to be her stooge. They killed Taka. Then Hifumi faked being killed, and they set up all the shit with the suit and everything to frame Hero, to frame Weedman. They timed everything so the body discovery announcement would go off at the right time. They numbered the hammers so you wouldn't know to try and trick people in the order of what events occurred. And Celeste killed Hifumi with the hammer that was cleaned, which is why that hammer is clean.
Boy, tough crowd.
Stop talking.
He's so pissed. He just doesn't have any time for any stupid shit, which is surprising because he has so much stupid shit.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going now. Bye.
Hey!
Let's go.
Caliban, I plan it in the 5 minutes before we start recording. That's why sometimes I have nothing.
What the heck?
What the heck?
Hey,
That's right.
Togami fucking planning his big-brained attacks. I have to do it. The steel box began to... Time for that CG where they have increasingly fewer people. Man, this crowd's really thinning out. Why is it different? Shut up, Bear.
just the worst. Wah-wah?
Compressed JPEG, acknowledge you for what? I'm acknowledging you. Did I miss a notification or something?
Come on.
I imagine there has to be at least 3 for there to be a trial.
Yoo-hoo!
A deadly... Do you have to say this all the time? Sure, let's save. Turn on the money, Bear. Does the PC version have that? Ooh, I like that. How do I not get the... How do I not trigger that glitch? Does it just automatically happen? Oh, Gigaboots is hosting me now. Thank you, Dan. Well, it'll be like at least 90 minutes before,
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one...
I think so, yes. I hung out with him a lot. Yeah, they also really clearly, recorded this line first, and the voice actor got way better at voicing this character, even halfway through the game. So it just sounds weird and off.
Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
No, we don't, you donut-brained bitch.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do.
Oh, I'm
have
gonna shoot
evidence.
your evidence to shit, bitch. You're the one who did it.
Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
Have fun editing, Dan.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, I don't know!
We have to figure it out. What is my... That's the hero's message.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true, it's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
It's on the default difficulty. I'm not taking it off the default difficulty middle through the game.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
It's not true! It's
Okay.
Why?
No! Just hold on a second!
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts.
No, that's wrong. Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm gonna nail you, lady.
Well, take a look at this.
And not in the fun way.
It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
And then left it in their room, that's fucking dumb. What level of fake Giga Brain do you think he's on?
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think I'm trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So, Mr. Feel lore time. My acquaintance who went to jail for kid touching, he was so dead to rights. They had video of it. His argument was literally, I'm too stupid to have done this. So every time I laugh. Yeah. Don't worry, he's in jail now.
So, Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
No, he was not a teacher.
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
Wow, Togami's helping.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
What is your game?
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
I got it! Other than Hiro,
I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the
What is-
prime suspect.
What is your fucking game, asshole? Are you just trying to fucking make me upset?
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
The person in the suit didn't commit the crime.
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What?
Don't try to think, Hina. You're not good at it.
Now that's a bold assumption.
Togami is marked with the recusant sigil. Uh-oh, it's tongue time. That's like tail time, but with a tongue. You know, Genocider Show does kind of have a Gex energy, now that I'm thinking about it.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
No, Kyoko's back. We're in the trial. Well, she does!
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
Shut up.
All things have a proper order.
I am at the top of society, and all of you are at the bottom.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Yes, I figured this out. You don't have to guide.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
I got it!
Yeah, I know.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Oh no, I equipped the skill that gives me 5 more hearts. James Emblem, you only missed a little bit. We just started. You missed like the first non-stop debate segment.
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository.
Jesus Christ, Makoto is a manlet. Holy shit. Byakuya towers over him. Even if he's bending over at the waist a little bit, he's just fucking like 5'2".
And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body.
Chaka Pacheco, because it would be too gory if if it was red.
That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly.
You're sure spending a lot of time explaining this very simple concept.
Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository,
Look at his tiny hands. His tiny hands for his giant Code Lyoko head.
So did the dolly.
In other words, you think they use the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
We just started.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
No.
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yes.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room.
Oh, I didn't change the title. Well, I'll just let it roll. Yeah, there's 2 victims this time.
It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room.
No, the culprit put it in there ahead of time. This isn't hard.
Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Fuck you, you fucking arrogant fuck.
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
I solved the previous 2 murders, you bitch! Holy shit! What have you done except be condescending? Oh, seeing you die will be good.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Oh. No, Togami's... I'm screen capping this to post it Jason later. But, Togami's VA made Beyond the Echo, the, rhythm RPG game that I made fun of on Armchair Devs Kiwami. Makoto, please do not be like, wow, I never had a queen talk to me like that before. Maybe I can prove her wrong. Like, dude, have a spine a little bit. Yes. Ammo count. Okay. Wait, I'm doing this now?
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
There we go. She's putting up a fight, but
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
Yeah, because they're insane. They decided what if every single aspect of an Ace Attorney trial was a minigame? No, Erica is more competent by a lot, which is sad to say. Erica is also funnier.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
Erica is a character from Umaneko who also has twin tails and is antagonistic and dresses in a kind of similar way.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread.
The anime is terrible. It actually is impossible to solve.
The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
This is a really good soundtrack. No, I got owned. Fuck. I don't care though. I'm so detached. The vibrating portraits is so funny.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
I really accomplished a lot. Time to get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then... what kind of robot is it?
It's not a robot. Okay. I'd say each half of Umaneko is about as long as a Danganronpa game. So that it's not like 200 hours, but each half it's like basically the length of 1 + 2.
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
But I'll have Makoto do it because I can't say anything.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
What does he mean by that? I've never had that conversation with Cornbread Pockets.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly no problem. So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything
It's tongue
we
time.
just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Sorry, I don't think I realized anything.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
And
Yeah,
from
yeah.
there,
Yeah, then loaded it onto the...
now, keep in mind,
Well, yeah, but all you'd have to do is bend over.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low.
I haven't played Sakonia yet.
But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember?
You can't bend at the waist.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Pushing the dolly with your foot would be unbelievably stupid.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from
Oh my
pushing
god,
the
she
dolly with your
actually
feet?
does it?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Celeste is so bad at this.
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
Stop jittering at me, genocider Gex.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
The ultimate gambler. She's like, 19, hit me. 20, hit me. 21, hit me. 31, shit.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
You can't take you once it's on, you can never take it off.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
Why did she include this element of it? Like, he was stuck in a locker, he couldn't have taken it off.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Yeah, you can't even put it on without help. Why would you do this?
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
This case is dumb.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
Correct.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please.
Oh
Have you
shit.
forgotten
Oh shit.
about the
Oh
picture
shit, I'm
that I
getting
took?
owned. I'm getting owned. I'm getting owned. I'm getting owned. I have to do damage control. I wish I hadn't killed Hifumi. He'd back me up. Oh, this was a bad plan. Okay, it's fine. It'll be fine.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
That guy hit me. What guy? No, Hifu. This is so weak.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
I'm gonna tear those fucking terrible facts to pieces.
The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Man,
That's gotta be right.
Celeste is lucky Hina is so fucking dumb because nobody else is going along with her bullshit.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Kyoko here to tell me about facts and logic.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
Quiet, Gex.
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Sakura is like by far the most normal human being, which is weird for a 7-foot-tall Amazonian martial artist. She's the most normal person in this game, which is insane.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
No.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself.
Yes, she's more normal than Makoto because she isn't a giant simp.
We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so
I
we went to
can't-
look for everyone.
I can't get over how Sho just stands like that.
That was
Jazz
around 8 a.m.
hands!
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect.
Is it gonna pan to Sho and she's still doing jazz hands? God, there she is! If I wait, will it keep panning? I guess it'll take a while. But I kind of want to see if it will. No, I'm not gonna wait.
But not long after leaving the nurse's office,
What's wrong?
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor.
Look, when you play games long enough, you just develop the QA mindset naturally. Where you're like, oh, I'm gonna jump into this scene for 45 minutes.
And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Quality assurance, Paxunda. So basically making sure a game, like, has collision on everything. You know, that thing Bethesda has never done on a single one of their games ever. The strange costumed man. Name that was used intentionally?
And then...
Genocider Gex has that glitch where if you pause while she's jumping, you can jump again in the air when you unpause. What was that? No, shut up. It's Genocider Gex now. Yeah, I know. They find that shit and they just ignore it. I'm very excited to get to DR2, if it's like Kingdom Hearts.
At that point, we decided to divide up into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office. While Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead.
No, he wasn't dead.
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
I'm going to take this opportunity to once again remind everybody that subscribers now get the flossing Monokuma emote since Twitch finally approved it. That is what Zero Galaxian just posted in the chat. Yeah, the emote got approved. Approved, Shibuya Gato. You get flossing Monokuma now. Drawn by Zorofab on Twitter at Zorofab.
Equipment room.
Oh no, don't use the thinking finger, it's just pointing at his dick.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time.
How curious.
Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
Oh god, you can reverse it.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi.
Extreme!
Thank you, Burai Blaze, for the sub.
Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening.
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository.
Oh, she just fucking whacked Hifumi and came and told everybody. That's hilarious.
Which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
It sure does.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
They're a little convoluted, not that much.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
That makes sense.
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Sure. Oh, time for the good music. Oh god, what does the Monokuma File 3 say? I don't remember.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's death...
Oh. What's the controls? Okay, open hand. Oh, I can open the handbook menu. Okay.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came... So, I wonder if... Or perhaps it was... We already know Taka came...
What makes you say...
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Oops.
Shoot!
Good thing I have so much fucking health. Oh, that's right.
So,
what fucking button is that again? Just concentrate on it?
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
What fucking button is it?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Oh, it's the flashback? Okay.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer, while Taka's death...
See? So it's obvious
Okay.
So, regarding I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
No, that isn't right. That isn't right.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed while Taka's death came...
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka, I wonder if he... Or perhaps it was...
We already know what order they were killed in.
There we go.
That's wrong. Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
Hina does, because she's an idiot.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
Oh, his watch. It's gonna be wristwatch, okay. Oops. Oh, I have to shoot him more than one time. Oh, you have to do it in order? That's so stupid. Well, it's called Hangman! It's called Hangman, so I assume it works like Hangman.
I got it! Taka's wristwatch!
Not bullshit!
See? Look! It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's case 2 where you have to spell schizo.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night... So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
Owned.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
Man, you guys are dumb.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
Except Celeste's.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe. When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
I love Monokuma, like, oh, this is entertaining.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
He wasn't dead.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on.
If that's true, where's the tape?
We didn't find it?
I don't know.
You're... Dude, you... Just shut up.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Man, Celeste, you're bad at this. You're just handing me the connections. We're like, here, please own me. I pretend to be French.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because,
he was
as
fat.
we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Also that.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
That's my favorite sprite in the game, frankly.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
Hasaniko. Yes!
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles.
We need to keep finding contradictions. You gotta find cracks in the armor and then chisel at them.
So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
Yeah, how confusing.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight
Celeste,
from the first floor
Celeste
up to the
pla-
third in that short amount of time?
Celeste just turns into the shifty-eyed dog from The Simpsons every single time it cuts to her. Just her eyes going back and forth. I don't know why I looked to where a camera would be and did that. There is no camera.
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
Shut up.
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Gasp. Just there he is, jittering at the left.
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another... ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is... we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was
Alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Nope.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
that. It isn't possible.
No, oh god, they're figuring it out. Oh no, I'm gonna be owned. Oh no. That's not the...
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. It is
No, that's
impossible.
not right.
Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body discovered. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement...
Are we really so? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay, I think this
Are you
is it.
saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually...
No. Hifumi was dead.
And you know that
How?
Surely you heard the body discovery and
Hifumi's dead body had been found.
There we
No,
go.
it's wrong. Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Any words, Bear?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We were asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Yaku's like, time to own this Frenchie with facts and logic.
Huh? He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Oh, I knew it.
Huh? Later on?
You were unconscious. Shut up, Yax.
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice. I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Ding dong, ding dong. Surprised they didn't reuse the audio for
It didn't
that.
seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
Meaning Hifumi's.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know!
Okay, let's hear it, Gax.
Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard.
You're not one to talk. Your plan is falling apart.
But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Celeste just pulling open her jacket to reveal the target. Surely no one can own me.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
We already know who did it. We know who did it. We don't need to do this anymore. Come on, let's move on. Come on. We don't want to... Oh God, she's stuck in the cackling pose.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, While me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Then, was he really still alive?
Of course not. It is impossible.
I played
This
Ace
is
Attorney
ridiculous.
1 and Ace Attorney 5. I played the original and Dual Destinies.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found him, and then, his body disappeared.
And the next time it was in.
But when you compare his body before,
Other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, that's wrong.
I didn't have money to buy the others, that's why.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
Man, she just keeps inviting the hits.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
Owned.
the character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
Ugh. What a horrible, even fictional series.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using.
We'll
a tacky
discuss
piece
the
of garbage like that.
V3 localization when I get there in a couple months. I own all three, so I will be doing all three. Don't worry about it. Can you imagine Byakuya using that fucking cloth? Can you imagine? He's like, nobody must know my secret. Nobody must know.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
Let's not talk about Ultra Despair Girls right now. Maybe we'll talk about that in the future.
So what you're saying is... what exactly?
I might watch it, but there's not like gonna be any content about it. Maybe I'll talk about it playing some other game.
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Look, if I do anything, it's always release order. It's always release order. Always. Never anything but release order.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
Man, you're really reaching. You are like desperate. Maybe the killer wiped his glasses off before he moved them. Oh.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office.
Yeah, I know.
He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse.
That's a nice way to call him fat.
Wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere!
I know I just completely made up the Gex thing, but now I can't get over just imagining her doing an Austin Powers impression.
But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
How about we stop talking about future games? That'd be good.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
I'll make Ted clear between now and Sunday.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Yes.
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
No, Ted Cruz. He's there standing in the corner.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body.
What is this fucking angle? It's like coming at him from above.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository.
I haven't gotten spoiled, but we're getting like close to it, so I'd like to steer the conversation in another direction. Mono Tuna will probably show up for DR2.
So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
Yep, he sure did.
I just can't believe it.
I can. Have you seen the dude? He's a dirtbag.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
Look at her smirk. Look at her Rant Sona smirk. It's so good.
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Did he? Oh, right.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
Look at Monokuma in the back, and he's just like, oh, this is great. Haha.
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
Oh, don't talk about how she touched his dick.
What
his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
It's also the same writing as the blueprints. Kyoko twisted Hifumi's dick posthumously.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
Well, you just said it was different. Holy shit, dude, follow along. You literally forgot what was going on in the span of 15 seconds.
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
What?
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
What are these nicknames?
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Huffy should be Weed Man.
Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Oh, it's tongue time. It's none of these.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
Oh.
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
That's not what I meant to do.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intent must have been Huffy!
But remember what time did it...
6 a.m. The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, that's wrong!
Oh no, nobody talk about Cross Edge.
There absolutely is a connection.
Oh, I fucking bought Cross Edge. I played it for like an hour. It's so bad. Don't make me remember Cross Edge.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered.
Cross Edge is a really early PS3 crossover game made by Idea Factory, I think. It has like Artanelico and Monachimia and Darkstalker's characters in it. It's bad. It's real bad.
You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Celeste is gonna jump in and then I'm gonna own her.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Thanks, Dylan.
Then someone used that.
Oh, I don't
note to
have it
trick
anymore,
Taka.
Chaka Pacheco.
Just
I
the
sold
same
that
as
shit a
me.
decade ago.
The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
Oh, thanks, Shaggy.
But if they gave the note to Taka, What was Hifumi doing with it?
Yeah, but Dylan makes the same noises as Sho, which is why I make that comparison.
Stuff down his pants, no less!
God. Looks like she has an Oni horn because of the moon behind her.
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Follow along!
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Motherfucker, do you always have to phrase it like this? Fucking asshole.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this,
Makoto's gonna whip a nay-nay on her.
I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap.
I hope Yozora has an evil evil rival who is just knockoff Arden voiced by Dylan Sprouse. Yeah, Cole Sprouse. Dylan Sprouse is Yozora.
Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Yeah, Zoro, you can post the full version on Twitter now if you want. I was just waiting for it to get approved.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an
You can
accomplice
post
in
you
the
can post the
murder.
T pose too.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure.
Yeah, I figured it out.
In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
No. Oh. I have to take off my glasses and pinch the bridge of my nose here for a second. Jesus Christ, Weedman.
Sorry, no.
This sprite specifically looks a lot like a render. It's weird.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
Weedman is dumber than Cornbread Pockets, but Cornbread Pockets is has more baffling things he does.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not
Yeah,
long
I have
after
glasses.
transporting Taka's body.
I've had glasses since I was like 9. I have a condition where my eyes are too big, so it makes me I can't see things very far away.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
Yeah, Celeste is just like, oh god, they're figuring it out.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body.
Look at her, she's like, oh, so I'm gonna look over here. Nothing's happening, oh.
In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus?
Who are you calling a walrus?
Oh shit, her hair's pissed off.
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all.
Man, this is surprisingly astute.
But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
How cruel! That voice was... That I'm surprised was so vicious.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either.
I have the washed hammer.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
It must be impossible.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Shut up.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Oh, this is hard. I wish I had a donut.
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi? What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Or 5?
Whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out.
I'm not sure about a wooden mallet.
Able to move around so freely with the weapon.
If you only had like a 1 pound wooden mallet, it'd be pretty hard.
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers! And, that's about it.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
What?
Shoot!
God damn it.
What was used to kill? Was it just maybe Justice?
Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody...
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5! Check out murdergear.com!
Well, what? The murder weapon had to be one of the
No, that's wrong.
The thing is, to kill somebody with a small wooden hammer, you'd have to hit him multiple times.
No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Yeah, looking at a hammer like that, it would take multiple hits to kill somebody, which creates the potential for them to fight back, which is why they're saying that you'd have to use a big one.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice hammers used those as a basis for their design.
Yeah, the bunch are missing.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
Yeah, we're ending after the class trial. And then on Sunday, we'll do all of Chapter 4 up until the class trial, or at least try to. That'll be the new schedule. Sundays is everything but the trial, and then the trial in the week.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
Let's move on. Like, let's not focus on this anymore.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can assuming the rule holds true. It is...
No, that's wrong!
There we go.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
I don't know what words mean.
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I wonder if this happens later.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
Smart.
A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan.
Celeste, like, being disinterested is so funny.
And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
Smart.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
I like how everybody's explanation is just simp.
Here's my answer.
Wow, that was a bad voice.
It was
slip.
Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
You're gonna get torn to shreds, lady.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Yes.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
Oh, this is good.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
Yes.
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush, the adults are talking now.
Jesus Christ, Byakuya.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct?
Genocider show should have more screen time than Toko because she's better.
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said? We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and
Oh,
when
you're
we'd all
so
come
done.
to see what was wrong, what was it she said? Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
He's in the nurse's office.
It was to get us to divide into 2 groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up. Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Oh, she's in trouble now.
Another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead, Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
Oh, she's so screwed.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
I don't know.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
You crossed me.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the
Even
hall,
I didn't catch
we ran
this
into
part.
Celeste, and the 4 of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
This is just his video essay.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Come on, dude. Come on.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish.
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said was they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around. They must be positive. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to...
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Oh, god damn it.
Shoot!
All I said was they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be positive. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Oh.
And that is all I said.
And
oh,
that's
right,
all it
okay.
takes.
Other way
What
around.
was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said, they must really enjoying the sight of us standing. They must be positive. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys.
No, that's wrong. That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her
Okay, I got
Taka
her.
was dead.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations.
I'm not owned. I'm not owned.
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi
You
away?
staged it? Like, this isn't hard.
It has to be some kind of Celeste put the suit on. And
Have you so quickly forgotten? Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away.
That phony, I would love if that was how one of these trials ends, with just everybody going, we don't have to fucking humor you, and they just pull the lever.
If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
No, there's nothing else. No, I'm not owned. Yeah, don't tell me if that happens, but it would be funny.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Oh no, the very obvious answer!
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
that's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
What stupid shit do I have to chip away now?
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit.
No way!
Yeah, this is a really weak argument.
Then you just draped me across. You tried to make me look like the.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, that if the person inside the there's no way
They could stand up straight.
No, that's wrong. No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that.
She has nothing. Her plan fell apart the moment any thread was grabbed.
Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Damn! My obvious plan has been torn apart.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Oh no, I'm being owned.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Time for the Akagi-esque meltdown.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Who killed me?
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
Why did she suddenly go way higher pitched?
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
Oh, her real name isn't Celeste.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Oh, you're in trouble, lady.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
Mr. Negi.
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name.
This isn't a good counter argument, Kyoko. It's real theatrical.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Shut up, Gex.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Sure it does.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
You're gonna get torched.
Well, do I?
Show me your fucking handbook.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up!
My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
It's obviously e-handbook.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is! Moron!
Hifumi was trying to tell us.
he wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
how many times?
Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan?
I'm not pretending. And since
You have no way to contradict me.
What?
That's the only truth there is!
What? What the hell happened there?
Hifumi was trying to, he wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
how many times?
Celestia Ludenberg! God!
How long do you plan to go?
I'm not pretending. And since
You have no way to.
Oh right, the white noise has a really big headbox.
That's it! The handbook!
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right?
Yeah, I keep forgetting.
Monokuma told us all about it before. So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Time for the big think dimension. No, I guess I'll figure it out. Justice Hammer 4. I love the art style on these. Is it his backpack? Did he... What the fuck is this first panel? I did. It can't be snacks. Oh, it's just him looking sweaty? That's dumb. But let's go.
Here's exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
Oh god, he does kind of look like Peter Griffin.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro.
Hair is squishy. It's not like they had to give a shit if he saw.
When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect.
This is good.
The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these two incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did.
Oh god, I'm scared now.
We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered.
Leave Makoto alone.
He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office.
I am curious why Kyoko was gone, but I guess we'll find out.
And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
Hifumi was like, I'm gonna get coochie, and then got killed.
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Oh, I love the borders.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Like the noose is.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Yeah, let's hope there's no skip bug. That'd piss me off.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
Oh, I can save? Yeah, I can save right now. Okay.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I'm just not gonna touch the controller at all. I'm gonna save again. Yeah, it's so weird they didn't shell out for this to be voice acted.
Honestly.
Well, that sucks. Dude, he didn't fuck up at all. It's all on your shitty plan.
I knew it.
Lying.
So then...
How do you turn on auto scroll?
Indeed.
Say what?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt, Bear. Oh.
In other words...
Indeed.
I'm gonna save one more time.
I see.
Actually...
What?
Are you okay with this?
Oh, okay, so...
So then...
You'd like to see it? Oh, clever. Yeah, that's literally a fucking lie.
Damnation! Say what?
This is all lies! What are you talking about?
As for me...
Oh,
As for me...
What are all these lies?
What? Damnation!
There's so many lies!
Say what? Completely unforgivable!
Aww.
Most unfortunate. Actually...
What?
Indeed.
This is unforgivable! Completely unforgivable!
Honestly.
I swear I will save her!
And now you're gonna... God.
Actually...
Here's my extremely convoluted murder plan.
Hmm?
I don't know when the execution actually is, so I'm gonna keep saving it. Yeah, he's like, dude, you told like 18 lies in that one conversation.
I see.
Indeed.
But...
You're stupid.
Let's see.
Ow, damn.
Well.
Yeah, this is a good question.
Are you okay with this?
The plan was... Smart. Stereotypical. I only had to lie a little because he was stupid.
So in the end...
Exactly.
What the heck?
Well...
That's admirable in a sociopathic way.
Don't be mean!
I wonder about that.
He likes to fight, I like to win.
Why?
What the heck?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But...
You little bitch!
Yeah, good.
Hey! You little bitch!
This is fine.
What was your dream?
Honestly. As for me, isn't it wonderful?
I'm glad you're going to die. I'm really glad. Pull the lever. Pull the lever. It does look a lot like Byakuya.
This is fine.
Just pull the lever. That's only $10 million. That isn't enough.
There is nothing to be done.
Just the worst.
She said she only had $1 million from her winnings.
Oh.
I'm a sociopath.
Do you understand?
That's a good line.
What is this?
Yes, indeed. Isn't it wonderful?
One, she's in the past. Two, she also dies horribly.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thrills, chills, kills! Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment! Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What? Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way.
Yeah, we'll do safety. We'll do one last safety save.
Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again, in another life.
Oh, she's gonna get burned like a witch. Oh. It's all over. Shut up, Bear.
Extreme! What are you gonna do?
Let me out of here!
Too bad.
I hope we get some stuff about the meta plot soon, because I'm pretty interested.
How strange. Hey! Hey! What?
Why would she tell you?
So then, you...
Ooh.
Hey,
Ooh, how exciting.
What the hell was that?
Hello. Well? See ya later!
We were all sad.
so...
It's the key to a locker.
Hey,
Indeed. Hey,
What?
so...
Do we even have to ask?
Come on. What?
Oh, shit.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want, simp.
well then.
Yo!
Okay.
Don't give him advice. Yeah, I'm just gonna delete that from my memory.
Shall we go? So then,
You really came.
Good morning. Thank you, Mahi123, for the $20. My shiny teeth that twinkle. Oh, just like the stars in space. My shiny teeth that sparkle, adding beauty to my face, which I will not sing because I'm far too self-conscious. But I do recognize it as that song.
So,
And... Ooh, neat. The case is closed. Yeah, what the hell's your plan?
you... However,
You don't need to know, simp.
what?
Worried?
Indeed.
I believe in you.
What? It's true.
Just a little bit.
That's fine. Correct.
Oh, what is this gonna be? I'm so excited. I'm not looking at the chat anymore. That's not a great angle. Oh, shit. Huh? Ooh.
Correct.
There's a secret room. Uh-oh. You must not leave. What don't I know? What? It's all gone? What are you hearing? Can't be nothing. Oh, this is pretty cool.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
I've made a decision.
Oh, no.
I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
Okay, that's it, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the trial. We'll continue on Sunday, assuming I don't get ill or something, which I hope I won't. So I'll see you guys then. See you guys later.